First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash.
I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, today we're going to talk about the motivations of the wicked and why it's important for us to know. If you believe in the scriptures, you should know what the enemy is up to and what they're planning to do. And the Lord lets us know all those things through prophecy. All right? But let's get their inward thought, right? Let's go to Psalms 49 and 11.
Yep, this is the book of Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Their inward thought. So what drives them? What's motivating these people? All right? That their houses shall continue forever. Go ahead.
And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
Now, we know what man goes around the earth conquering different lands and saying, oh, I'm the original people of this land. We know who does that. All right? So this is what he has in mind for himself. This is the destiny that he wants to fulfill. But we know the Lord has a different destiny for the nation of Esau, Edom. Okay? Pursuant to Obadiah 1 and 18 and Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and I believe the 21st verse, if you could read that, brother.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Now, Isaiah the 14th chapter is going into the wicked and how they want to set their nest amongst the stars. And there's a particular nation of people who are going to be wiped off of the face of the earth.
Right.
All right? Out of all the 18 nations, there's one people they're not going to be there no more.
Right.
So that's what the Lord has planned out for this particular nation who's forwarding evil and wickedness in the earth.
Right.
Okay?
It said that when you read it in the NLT, it says, kill this man's children, let them die because of their father's sins. They must not rise and conquer the earth, filling the world with their cities. And that goes into colonization. That reminds me of how they call Esau a colonizer. That's what he does. He goes throughout the four corners of the earth, rape, rob, murder, and set up wicked cities full of pollution and, he's distorting the minds of the people. These industrial revolutions, that's how they started. Them going around conquering and ultimately setting up these toxic factories and just being the devil, man.
Yeah, that's always been their MO, because they go back to being the Greeks as well, the same people. So it talks about when Alexander's men came on the scene, evils were multiplied in the earth. Esau also Malachi 1 and 4. He's a border of wickedness. So wherever he goes, man, he messes up everything, oppresses everyone, takes heritages, he rapes, robs, and drains people of all their resources to the last drop, man.
Word them out.
I want to back the elders up real quick. This Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yet also, because he transgresseth by wine.
And that's speaking directly to the time that we're in. And see, a lot of people will hear this lesson that you're going into, and they'll say, well, damn, it's all they talking to white man. Well, it's very important to identify the wicked. And he's not the white man. There's no such thing as the white man, it's so-called. But the Edomites would have to be revealed at the end. Before the kingdom came, there would be a testimony and a great accusation and an exposing of a wicked nation of people. That's why we're doing this. I just wanted to say that, bro.
Yeah, also because this is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. The conditions of hell and death followed the border of wickedness, like you mentioned. These conditions follow this man wherever he goes. You can tell where the white man has been in the earth, based off of the condition of the minds of the people, the environment, the air, the water, the food. You can tell where he's at heavily. Okay? Now I want to go back and read verse 22 in Isaiah 14.
It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 22. For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Completely wiping this nation out, because we know a nation is continued by the men of the nation, by who carries the seed, right? And this ultimately fulfills Saul was supposed to off the tribe of Amalek. So the Lord, he's from the jump, his agenda has been to get rid of this people. Okay? But things have to play out particular ways for prophecy's sake. But eventually, These people who are in rulership, who boast of themselves against the Most High, they have to be put out the earth. This is the problem with the earth.
That's the problem.
It's not that people are farting too much. It has nothing to do with the climate. It has nothing to do with these. There's a wicked man in rulership. The earth needs new management.
Yep, and when the reason the Lord told Saul to do that is because it was Moses told when you settle in the land, Amalek got to go.
Yeah.
He said this particular nation, which is it's gonna be fulfilled fully through the tabernacle when Yahushua, ultimately usurps, has authority on earth and for that 1,000 years. But the Lord it was his plan to always get rid of this nation of people. You know what I'm saying?
So now let's get the blessing that Jacob and Esau were given, because they were identical, but there was a slight difference between the two.
Can I get this for you real quick?
Yeah, come.
Saying how they gotta go. Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Come on, man. Who's that talking about?
Who's the virus of the earth? Okay? And who's the nemesis of the people who were set up to restore the earth? Let's get Psalms 83 real quick, Psalms 2, and Psalm 64, 1 through 6.
I got Psalms 83.
Okay.
Yep.
And the Psalm 64, 1 through 6, get that in the NLT.
Yep. Psalms 83 and what verse?
Psalms 83, just get the Confederate against thee.
All right.
Yeah.
This is the book of Psalms 83. And I started the top and just jump. It says, keep thou not silence, O my power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They made a tumult, they made a pact, an agreement.
Right.
All right? And with passion behind it. Because they're like, screw these people. Because they know the prophecies that we're supposed to rule over them. And you're going to see when we get Psalms 2, they know that they're supposed to be servants unto us. So they're trying to figure out how to free themselves from that. You see? Go ahead.
They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Maybe no more in remembrance. Because the closer we are to our power, the closer we are to walking uprightly towards him, the closer they are to captivity and bondage.
Right.
Okay? So it's a reason that nations, they need us to be in this lower state. They need our people to just be on some nigga shit in the black culture. It's necessary for them to fulfill their plan.
Right. Revelation 11, they rejoiced because these two prophets tormented them. They know and understand what the throne of David represents and what happened to them under that. So they remember that. So to see us finally down and they have dominion over us, they're rejoicing. So to hear us, sit and say it's coming back, they like, oh, hell no.
Oh, shit. That's torment to them. Those two prophets tormented them, right? That's torment. They see, oh my, we did all of that and they still. Because it is showing them that no matter what you do, you can't disannul what the Lord has ordained. You see, you got it.
Yep.
That was it on that?
It says they have consulted together with one consent. That's that new That's that NWO.
NW, one more.
They are confederate against thee.
Yeah, so
Treaty.
that one consent also should let you realize that all these nations are on the same page at the end of the day. There's little skirmishes, but the people who are really calling the shots, they have the same goal in mind.
Right. AI.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all of these nations are coming up under the digital ID, all of that, because Esau figured I couldn't keep these niggas down with just hardcore slavery. So now we have to create another kind of slavery to where we can have them tainted and separated from their power forever and ever and ever. And all of the nations are down with the plan. The elites of these nations,
That's it.
I get the word Confederate in the head of my line. Confederate from the 1530s, to unite in a league or alliance. From late Latin confederatus, past participle of confederare, to unite by a league, from assimilated form of com, with together. Which is con or foederare from foedus, A league from suffix form of PIE root, to trust, confide, persuade. So pretty much that's that league. These different meetings, these different organizations they form. They're the only people that are missing are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites. Everyone else, like going into it, they're in the whole league to keep us down, man.
Yeah, the Israelite man and woman, they're not represented when they have those meetings in Davos.
No.
They're not. There's no, okay, y'all gonna do this in our new world order. There's no place, especially for the elect of the nation of Israel. That's the problem. They got to get us out of the way. Because 2/3 of our people, they could trot along into the bullshit. They're not a threat. But the elect of the nation of Israel is the problem with the Edomites trying to fulfill their plan.
Because we saying don't worship the image, his beast, the beast, his image, and the mark. They know the 2/3, they'll take the harak, you know what I'm saying? Or ultimately they'll just, be niggas. You know what I'm saying?
They'll continue to be niggas and entertainers. And they're going to take that mark. They're just going to be, a possession under Edom anyway. You see?
And also these other nations, they have partaked in the rulership with Edom. They've joined hands with them because they know in the kingdom of heaven, they're not going to be a part of that ruling, their ruling society, their ruling nation.
Right.
So they were like, we want to join hands with you
right.
and put them off.
Because they know goddamn well, we ain't going to give them no position of rulership under us.
In Revelation, it talks about how they got rich off the abundance of our delicacies. Right? Psalms, did we read Psalms 2 yet?
No, I had Psalm 64 though.
Okay, Psalms 2, and then we'll get to Psalm 64.
This is Psalms 2 in verse 1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves as the rulers take counsel together.
Ruling the world with AI is a vain thing.
Yeah.
Policing everything with AI. That's basically your God. Those are angels on the left-hand side watching everything, picking up everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's insane.
But again, those motivations, that's what Jacob's going to have in the kingdom. We talked last night. Everybody's going to have chariots over there dwelling. Have you do any kind of bullshit in the kingdom, you're going to be found out immediately. Yeah. They're trying to manufacture that on the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side.
Their blueprint is really what's going to be given to us.
Right. Because we'll be able to identify what nation is what nation by just reading their spirit. Yeah. We'll know what they did in the past time. He wants that kind of power. That's why he wants to surveil you from the inside. He wants to know what you're thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They've seen this new invention these students at Harvard made, right? Which I'm pretty sure it's already been made. But they made these glasses where they can look at a person and scans their face. It'll tell you where they stay, their ethnicity,
college,
their name, where it brings up their records basically just by looking at a person. And you mentioned we'll be able to tell what nation they are by reading their spirit.
Imagine putting on some shades. You walk by Eve and this bitch did a porno. Hell no. It's all kind of everything come up her whole record like whoa, nasty bitch.
Damn, OnlyFans link come up.
Right.
Nope. Oh man, go ahead, bro.
This is back here, Sirach 23:19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, yet knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. And so we're going to have that on the right-hand side in the kingdom of heaven. But this is what Esau wants to do. He wants to see those secret inward parts. He don't want to know what you're thinking every second of the day, how you feeling, your different mood changes. He wants to know every single aspect of reality. He wants to document it and have it on record and know it. But he's trying to achieve it on the left-hand side. But it's not going to work. But that's his goal, to be like the Heavenly Father. Yeah. But like I said, we're going to be able to see that. We're going to be able to see the inner parts, know when the other nations are lying. Yeah. Did y'all have a festival of sacrifice and pork? They lied. No, we gonna know that. Yeah. We're gonna be able to tell all the ins and outs through the spirit. Because we're gonna be that connected to the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, man. Ooh. So you got you still read Psalms 2, right?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So back in Psalms 2, verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth...
actually, I want to read that in the NLT.
I got it. This is Psalms chapter 2. Want me to start over or?
Yeah, you can just cut that cords from slavery to God.
Right. Psalms chapter 2 and 3. Let us break their chains, they cry, and free ourselves from slavery to God.
So the nations, they know what's ordained for the nation of Israel. It's ordained for us to rule over them, to have dominion over the whole earth. Okay, but they know, again, like you mentioned earlier, they're not gonna have any partaking in our inheritance.
And they're following the serpent, so they very well understand that there is an order God set up. The serpent very well understood. He knew what Adam was he knew what they were about, but he came with a alternate way. Like, nah, you don't have to do this. You can live, and basically that's what they're saying. They want to be free from slavery to the Most High. That's the environment. Even when we saw women screaming when Trump was elected,
Right.
and what they were really crying about, we're going back into slavery. They were basically saying, I'm gonna have to, live by a standard now.
The Lord's way.
The Lord, and that's what he so-called represented. I'm not gonna have freedom to just get an abortion, although you still do. But that was the mindset behind them crying. We're gonna be oppressed now, right?
They're in the mindset of things are reverting back to the Lord's way instead of this bright way forward that Esau's told us about.
Right.
I can't kill children anymore.
Right. That was at the forefront of, that was the biggest gripe they had.
Man, so I'm stop from having sex with y'all.
Right.
I don't want to.
Which
You're not giving me a chance to kill my baby.
Right. You're not gonna give me a chance to kill this nigga, so no. I'm like,
They still
whoa.
don't give it up.
Of course.
The thing about that, they don't have control
Right.
over their flesh.
They would go crazy.
Yeah. Come on.
They probably for two weeks didn't give it up.
Busting it back.
At Pound Town, the 15th day at sundown. Yeah, but you put a condom on. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah, you didn't ask me this the first night, but now,
Oh man.
2 years in, fine. Okay, now I gotta put one on.
Okay, I think that was it on Psalms 2. Now we're gonna get Psalm 64.
Did you want that NLT too? Or
Yeah.
where do you want to start?
We can start at the top, and then after that we'll get the blessings.
Okay. Psalm 64 and 1 in the NLT. For the choir director, Psalm of David. O Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, listen to my complaint. Protect my life from my enemies' threats. Hide me from the plots of this evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers.
There's a gang of wrongdoers in the earth forwarding the agenda of the left-hand side. You go to Psalms 2. All right, Psalms 2. Can somebody get Psalms 2? I'll get it. Psalms 2 and
Yeah, I was just there.
Not Psalms 2. I mean 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know our favorite.
All right.
One of our favorites.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 7. Want me to start at 8, the wicked revealed, or you want the mystery of iniquity?
Oh, you can start there.
Yep. The 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 6. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
And now is the time he's being revealed. Now is the time inquisition is being made of the wicked. All right, go ahead.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
During Paul's time, the Romans were already in power. They were ruling. So it was a hint or inkling into who this wicked may be.
Right, and that particular nation that was tied to that red dragon was the Herodian Herod.
Yeah.
Those were that was Amalek.
Yeah, the Amalek.
And they were basically trying to get in that position at that time to say we're the children of the blessing.
Yeah.
We're the what did they call him? He called himself the king of the Jews.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And they were trying to already work themselves back into the position of, being the chosen or getting the birthright back, so to speak.
I wish I called him a fox back then.
Right. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
There's a nation of people on the earth whose coming is
Yeah.
after the working of Satan. If you believe in the scriptures, wouldn't you want to know who that is? Right.
It's the Antichrist, dude.
But the Christians, that's something they're unconcerned with.
Right.
Go ahead, you got it.
Right.
You was about to say that?
No.
Okay, come on.
Yep, I'll read it in the NLT. This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power, signs, and miracles.
Counterfeit signs, and a big part of those counterfeit signs and miracles is that AI. Is this technology that he's going to be pushing. This is what's going to deceive the people to look at this man like, oh, this man must be God. Because remember, he's been holding back technological advancements to the public for years.
For years.
The elder Mike Allen put in the chat a couple, like maybe 2 weeks ago, that documentary called The Lost Century. It's on YouTube. It's free if you care to watch it. There's been people back in the 80s who found a solution to free energy.
Yeah.
And if you could provide free energy to a society, it would be hard to keep control of a people in a society. That somebody can just go in the woods, they got this generator that's unlimited energy, and they can build their own little town. It would be hard. It would be hard to control.
Yep.
All
Grow
these
their own
people.
food.
Yeah, grow their own food, be self-sufficient. There's a reason that this devil has held the technology back. Because in order to fulfill his plan of extending his kingdom, you have to have control over all the people. And to have control over all the people, they have to need you. So he can't allow technology like that to be out. All right, you got it.
That's like with Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla. Yeah.
Nikola Tesla, he had that invention that he created, and they were saying, okay, well, this is something that we really can't keep hold onto us and control everyone, so we had to get rid of it.
Got his ass out of there.
Yeah, so we're gonna continue doing what we're doing, make that advance, and when the time comes, we know how to basically conduct the sale of it, or keep everybody at bay. Then we'll move forward with his invention,
or introduce it in a way that they control it.
Yeah.
Prime example: the guy Moses West. You guys remember when Flint was having that water crisis, and he went up there. He built that machine that would take gallons of water from the air. Remember Moses West? His machine kept getting sabotaged. Remember that? And all of a sudden, he popped up again with a government contract. So instead of killing him, they just said, "Hey, you gonna work with us, or we gonna?"
Because that would have been super obvious. So they approached him.
So they approached him, and now he works with the government. And they still, it's not like they're pumping those machines out by the dozen. They could have had those machines set up in California to
right
put out those
now.
fires.
Right now.
Right? This man solved the problem. People don't have water all over the world. He solved a major problem. But do you see this devil out here forwarding that?
The way of the wicked seduced them. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
So, but people will say, well, why would he even do that? He can't fulfill his ultimate plan if things like that are out.
Yeah.
It goes against that agenda for his kingdom to be eternal.
He's got to keep that Hegelian dialectic going, that pressure from above, pressure from below. If you allow people to be sovereign, have all these access to all these different things, like I said, they're not going to need them anymore. So what's he do? If they come out with something like that, they either kill them if they can, or they buy them out, buy the invention, put a patent, and stick that shit on the shelf.
Yep.
You know? That's it.
Probably using it in their neighborhood where they at, you know.
They go, this remote place that we always want to go hang out at, we can go there now because we got this machine. That's how this devil moves. So when you think about, people say, well, that's a little far-fetched. Why would they do that? Because you hear that people still bring, he's doing this, he's spraying this in the air.
I mean, every morning, every day, he's doing that shit.
Yeah,
those airplanes, and they never crash. That's how you know Satan's with them. Every day. This is not a day that go by that the chemtrail, you know what I'm saying?
But a low-level nigga will be like, I hear what you saying, why would you do that?
Well, I was at the gym when I first moved here. I was still kind of talking the truth a little bit, when I first got out here, when I first came in. And I was just talking to him, man, they spraying Kim. He was like, nah, that's just barium oxide. That's just barium something. And he was just like, nah, that's a conspiracy.
That's
back
too far
then,
out.
that's too, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, nigga.
Barium aluminum on a periodic chart is Baal. So they're spraying Baal. They're just all every day. They're just breathing Baal. He's in your food. He's in the bitch. He's everywhere.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, bro. Some people we'll bring up certain things. They're like, well, why would he do that? We're expounding on that in this lesson.
Well, it says, this man, 2 Thessalonians 2:9, this man will come to do the work of Satan. That's why.
Yeah.
That's what Satan would do.
Yeah.
With counterfeit power, signs, and miracles.
There it is, man. All right. So now we finished Psalm. Let's go to Psalm 64.
Okay.
We finished that off in the NLT. Then we'll get the blessings and go from there.
Back in Psalm 64 and 2 in the NLT. Hide me from the plots of this evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers. They sharpen their tongues like swords and aim their bitter words like arrows.
So and we'll get into a part of the tactics of a person, who's trying to exert complete control. anybody that opposes him, he has to paint them out in a negative light. That's a military tactic. All right, that's why they did Gaddafi that way. That's why they do all these figures that pop up. They want to do positive things. If they go against the agenda, we have to paint this man in the public eye as a villain, and that's about to happen to the prophets. But we understand that already, you know, and it's not going to work. You had something?
Try to justify their moves, you know, so that way the public ain't looking at them some type of
or
way.
considering what they're saying.
Because we're witnesses.
Yeah, kind of.
So of course a witness, you got to taint the witness because they saw your ass.
Yeah. you gotta. You know how a lot of times in court they'll try to prove that the person on the stand, the witness, isn't all the way mentally stable.
Yeah.
So that everything that they say is invalidated because it's like, oh, this person isn't all the way there. They're a little off.
Right. They'll discredit the witness. Like
Discredit, yeah.
some chick see a witness for a great crime. Well, they'll say, well, she was a call girl. She was a prostitute anyway.
Yeah.
You know, they'll discredit you.
What does that matter? So that's what they're gonna try to do to the men of the Lord. But people the elect are gonna see like, no. What these men are saying are true. All right, you got it.
No, Psalm 58:3 says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like a poison of a serpent; they are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear." Woo! And that's what it is. They bring out a lie for someone to disdain their name among everyone because they know they own the media and they're gonna spread it how they want to have it spread. You know, you mentioned Gaddafi, just like Saddam. You know, they brought this mad thing. I was saying, oh, he had weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
And everybody, we got to get rid of them. All American, we got to get rid of them. We got to stop that.
Never found them all.
Never found them. But they got what they wanted. All type of gold, everything they needed. But they started off with what? Their lie. Their lie, a venom of a snake, when it gets in you, it quickly spreads.
Yeah.
And that's his thing. He wants to bring out a lie to spread it and make you the villain, but the villain is spreading the lie against you.
And they use that media to make you really think that these people are like the worst rulers. But then when you go into it, it's just order.
Yeah.
It's just that it just ultimately, they just ultimately know there's a standard for women. You can't do this. For men, this is how you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They have and what do they have? They have more family structure. The men have multiple wives in some of those, and the people get free energy,
Free water,
free healthcare.
Free housing.
When you leave, when you graduate, if you graduate, when you start when you graduate, they give you money to start your family and life off with.
Plot of land.
You know what I'm
they
saying?
give you money.
I think Gaddafi, he was even like, you would even get a year. You would even get a year once you started your family, just to tend to
your family.
Which is, I think there's a law for that in the scriptures.
Well, if you go on a war, basically you got to you get some time to be with your woman.
Yeah. But like you said, there's a resemblance of righteousness being set up. So they're like, oh no, this guy's out. And the main thing was he was going to destabilize their currency.
Yeah, he was trying to get around that dollar.
Yeah. All right, so read that one more time, and I'm gonna read something for you.
Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. So
if you trust this man, if you lean on him, like the scripture says, who will pity a snake charmer? It's in his programming to be a damn niggard, to be wicked.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like, let's read this.
He came to do what Satan. That's what would Satan do?
Right. So nobody even tripped when Ouchie got pardoned the other day.
Right.
Like niggas. Y'all don't.
You should be asking yourself, well,
what the fuck?
They were getting ready to bring him up on charges associated with the juice,
right?
And all of the wrongdoing and the lies. To be pardoned is ultimately to cover a guilt, to cover a trespass.
Same way we gonna be pardoned.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's in the scriptures that the Lord is going to pardon the elect.
Yeah.
But what did he have to be covered from? What's in me? If I took, you know what I'm saying? If I'm somebody who took it, you should be asking, well, what's in me?
What did he do that he was brought to court?
Right.
No, the Edomite said that he got a podcast. He's a comedian, but he was like, "What is in me?"
Oh, I seen that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Why he got to be pardoned?
Yeah.
Everybody should be asking the question that received that and took it.
Right.
People should be angry.
Yeah, man.
But like you said a couple years ago, people just kept eating sandwiches.
People just kept eating.
They still eating the motherfucking sandwiches
with them legs.
Yeah.
Got 3 sandwiches from Arby's.
Yeah.
You know, nigga ain't worried about nothing. All right, this Proverbs 4:16. It says, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall." So it's in their programming to sow death, discord, hell, and the separation from the Lord in the earth. They come after the work of the Satan. Now we can finish that off in Psalm 64.
Woo, in the NLT real quick though.
Go ahead.
Psalms 4:16. For evil people can't sleep until they've done an evil deed for the day. Proverbs 4:16. For evil people can't sleep until they've done their evil deed for the day. They can't rest until they've caused someone to stumble. That's Esau.
Even if he try to rest and don't want to do nothing, he
He's
can't.
got to do something.
It's in him. He's programmed to do it.
He can't fight it.
He'll be nice for a while. He okay, but it's just in him. To
You
just
could
have to
tell
do it.
too when you talking to some Esau sometimes. You could tell they're being deceptive.
Yeah.
They're just trying to. He's being fake. It's just something. Just like nigga, you up to something.
Like look, I don't want you around me. But especially this generation of people, just niggas in general, they don't look at Esau that way. They don't look at him that way.
They don't think he's their enemy.
This is my brother. That's what they said.
They fall for that shit over and over.
Yeah.
So they gotta go. Like I ain't even worried about niggas. Like do your shit.
Real quick. Psalms 36:4. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorred not evil.
He's infatuated. He got a hard on for evil. You gotta think, what kind of person you gotta be? I'm trying to figure out how to say this. What kind of person did you gotta be to want to do all the heinous things that they do to infants? Like, be excited about that. Like think about how demented you gotta be in the mind. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't even fathom.
I don't
What
even
the fuck?
understand that shit.
Yeah.
So they're excited. What?
Yep, the philosophy of the serpent. You know, you had the sexual revolution with this guy, Alfred Kinsey. He was of the opinion they would take little babies and like actually, and he would have a clicker, and every time the baby screamed or squirmed or cried, he would say, this is pleasure. We can't put a limit age-wise on when a human can enjoy sex. So they pseudoscience. They was actually sitting there recording. You had people bringing their children. These colleges, they were done at these colleges. Damn. These universities. That's what they really do at these universities. All of this wickedness, and ultimately, it's all in the books. And he's celebrated as a great man. Damn. That's the leader of the sexual revolution. That's when America really went from trying to be Christian to you know what I'm saying, this, you know.
Or glorifying that free love.
Yeah, he had to be he wanted them Edomites, you know. He's an Edomite. What's his name?
Alfred Kinsey?
Alfred Kinsey. Yeah.
Demonic, man.
Yeah, Alfred Kinsey.
So people be like, oh, they talking about Esau. No, we got to talk about what his motivations are, so you can have a more clear understanding about. So you got a clear understanding about what is this man's motivation to do all this evil.
Mm-hmm.
It's a driving force behind it, something that he's trying to achieve. You see? So we finished that Psalms?
Yeah.
We get to verse 6?
No.
Okay.
So Psalm 64, and I'll read verse 3 again in NLT. They sharpen their tongues like swords and aim their bitter words like arrows. They shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly. They encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret.
So they have a plan about how to continue to separate us from our power and how to continue their kingdom so that they, like we read in the beginning of the lesson. Was it 64? Their inward thought is that their house is so.
In Psalm 49.
Psalm 49. So that's his agenda. That's what his driving force. He's like, I want that blessing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go get the blessing. It's in Genesis 27.
Do you want me to read the 6 you said?
Kind of.
Okay, that's all right. Similar to verse 5. They encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever notice, they ask.
Who ever noticed? The prophets. The Lord gave the prophets the blueprint to everything that you was going to do. Mm-hmm. So that the prophets, like it talks about in 2 Ezra 6 and 18, are going to be making inquisition of the wicked, especially during this time, causing people to wake up out of that stupor, to sober up from that wine that he's pushed. And the Lord even put spirit on, the truthers of his people, right? To call out a lot of the bullshit that he's doing.
It's a spirit of people waking up to certain things.
Whistleblowing.
He can't get away with nothing.
Yeah. And the prophets are pointing on a completely different level than even though a guy like Dabu 7 or Call for an Uprising. We're pointing we're pointing on a whole different level that he could point.
Right.
You see?
That's why scriptures talk about in Corinthians, at least Satan should get advantage of us. We're not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah.
Because we have that eye salve.
Yeah.
That's mentioned in Revelation 3rd chapter through his Holy Spirit. And then when you read Psalm 6, it says, "Arise, thy light is come, the glory of the Lord." That's on the elect, that light and that understanding to see this world for what it is and pick out see who the wicked is and who, all these
identify him.
Identify him. And then you read verse 2, it says, "What gross darkness shall cover the people." So everyone else can't see it because they under this blanket of wickedness and darkness, that spell that Esau puts out. But that light that Most High gave to the elect can shine in that darkness and see everything.
If I can make a quick point on adding what the elder just said, you even have, because pretty much these guys, like you said, Dabu 7, Carl from Uprising, Alex Jones, all these individuals who quote unquote are, to a degree, air quotes, truthers. What it is that they have an idea or a mindset in their head that Babylon can continue, like Babylon can be healed by telling the truth. Because they do speak some truths, what I'm saying, about particular things, but they're speaking it on the guise of things getting better. We're here to make a change so that the so-called powers that be, can get out of power so that we can finally, what I'm saying.
Or it's Jesus,
Jesus
Christ,
Yep. But it's like like you said, we're pointing the finger in a different way to whereas it's like, no, this whole rulership has to completely change. It's a whole different world. Like Yahweh Shah said, if this was my kingdom, my servants will fight. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's coming from a whole different realm. This message is a different realm.
It's a new song.
Yeah, it's that new song. We're playing it skillfully, all the correct instruments to make the song sound perfect. The elect is doing that, man. Everyone else got little bits and pieces where they said they're trying to heal. Exactly. Part of that new song is we're not healed Babylon.
Exactly right.
No, that's not what's gonna go down. No, your sins have reached up to heaven. You about to get out of here.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get pardoned.
Yeah, go now to quit the wicked.
This is a living document. People don't even realize that. This is a living document.
Yeah.
So Psalm 64:6 in NLT, as they plot their crimes, they say, "We have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning."
The heart is deep. Like this is a deep. What they're trying to do is deep. They're very deeply thought out. It's wicked. Only Satan. Is ultimately the Most High gave him that power through Satan though. So it's on the left hand side. It's miraculous.
Yeah.
But it's on the left hand side.
Yeah. It's like when Batman has a plan. If you ever seen a movie that he makes, that plan is layered. It's not just step one, step two. It's contingencies. Oh, this don't work. We still got this in the chamber. He has all these different maneuvers to deceive people. In Matthew the 24th chapter, it says, even the elect, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. The only reason we don't get deceived is because one, the Lord is with us, but two, He's gave us that light to see through the prophecies, through the understanding of the scriptures, to see through His plan. And we didn't have that, bro. It would literally be impossible to get a pulse on what this nigga's doing. Right. He's a master deceiver. He's not associated with the devil in the scriptures for no reason. He is it don't really get no higher than Esau. We talk about deception. You understand? So you finished verse?
If I can add,
go ahead.
And that's why the scriptures say, speak about what it's in Matthew 13, I believe, Matthew 19, Mark 4, that it's given unto you to know the mysteries and secrets of the Lord, but unto them it's not given. Right. The majority of our people are in that darkness that the elder spoke of not too long ago, man. They're completely oblivious to everything that's going on because they can't see. They don't have that light like you spoke of. Right.
So they don't got no hope. We always bring it out. Second and seventh. They don't got no hope for the wine. They don't even know they don't even know that there's a spiritual fight going on. Right. They in La La Land.
They don't realize they have enemies.
Right. So they're gonna lose horrifically. Like it's gonna be bad.
Yep.
Like, you ain't never seen a can of whoop ass. Like, Esau about to open up on 2/3 of our people in the nations. You see? You had some.
Not that Genesis that you want.
Okay, the Genesis, the blessings. We're going to get the blessings in Genesis 27.
Okay. You want both blessings or?
Both of them. Read Jacob's, and then we'll read Esau's.
Yep.
It's Genesis chapter 27.
Like 20.
Oh, I'm tripping.
It's like 20.
Like
27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Start at 26, maybe. Yeah.
All right, Genesis 27:26. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed.
Yeah, Esau was a man in the field. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Right.
He
And the
kissed him.
field smelled good back
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't like he
shit.
smelled like a ball of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he kissed his son because that's an ancient custom.
Because you
That's
go
how it
outside now and you come back in, you be like, you
Like,
smell like
hell,
outside,
yeah.
but it's not a good smell.
Yeah, it's like
You hear that from your mom? You smell like
you smell
outside.
like outside.
You been out there with Esau, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I said everything was healthier and
Yeah.
natural.
Better
man. So, man.
yeah, it was.
You can smell flowers and shit. You smell
Right.
all kind of different.
Because Esau out in the field, touching stuff, playing with stuff, you know, dealing with
Pesticide and
animals, you know what I'm
everything.
saying, trying to conquer the earth. And he come back in, Elijah's like, oh, there go my son.
Smell like
Yeah, nowadays all you smell is chemicals on the person.
And the reason he was happy to see Esau too is because Esau used to make him that
venison.
venison. And if you notice, Esau know how to smoke some goddamn meat.
Yeah,
They be having
He
like
do.
competitions and everything.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he got it. He be on.
They can do that.
Yeah, so Isaac liked that. He was like, hell
Yeah, I
yeah.
fuck with
Like a
this.
lot of places you see the wilderness cooking, they be eating my hands.
Yeah.
They be cutting up the stuff they cook in the
Yeah.
wilderness. You know.
Yeah.
Genesis 27 and 27. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed.
And, you got just to add, you got Christians that will be like, see, Jacob was going off. He stole. No, in the 25th chapter, it was already promised that the elder would serve the younger. For the Christians that you'll see.
Well,
pop up.
Paul said before any of them did good or bad for the purpose of election,
Might stand.
that might stand. So that's even in the New Testament.
Right.
It was Jacob's from the foundation of the earth. On earth is just how the Lord had it play out. Because the Lord loves theater. He loves drama. You know what I'm saying? So he did it in a way that would be conducive to end time prophecy. That's why Esau going so hard, because of this story.
Verse 28. Therefore the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven.
Now, could you look up that word "do"?
Okay. This is dew in Genesis 27:28. It's ta'al, or tal, or tala. Says dew, night, mist.
Night mist.
From H2 in Strong's definition from H2926. Dew as covering vegetation.
Vegetation, right? So from vegetation, if you have dominion or control over the food that grows in the earth, you have, by default, you have control over what? The people.
Yeah.
Okay? So Esau, he again talking about the free energy and people being able to grow there. He can't have that shit because you need to control the people.
Right.
So again, that's another motivation of why he poisoned the food.
Right.
When we was like, Esau poisoned the food, and people say, I don't know, y'all think y'all going too far. That's a little far. No, he's doing that shit.
Right. I got a precept for
The
you.
Terminator seeds, gates of hell, buying up all this farmland and stuff. They're literally setting up to where you gotta come through them.
To get half food.
To have food, bro.
They had the farmers, a lot of the farmers talking about you get rid of some of your cattle or
Yep.
get rid of the poultry. We'll give you certain incentives for it.
Yeah.
All these chicken plants and things burning down all of a sudden.
With that bill, it basically was going to the small farmers like, y'all either got to get big
Right.
or get gone.
No amount of money could ever, replace being able to pass down a farm to your family, and to have a system where you have your own food. No money. Like, I don't care if they come with millions of dollars. Really,
The riches is that.
you know what I'm saying?
That's
Because
the real riches.
You can grow.
Well, I got you.
That's the real riches.
Yep. This is Ecclesiastes 5:9. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. And I'll read it in the NLT. Even the king milks the land for his own profit.
That's the real riches.
That's the
Like
real
you said,
riches.
you can't put a price tag on your family growing up, working the land, and having their own food, seeing your loved ones sustained by what y'all grew with y'all own hands, and not having to depend on nobody who's trying to get over on you. There's no price on that.
No price.
You got it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry.
I thought you were ready to say that.
You know, I actually had that precept real quick.
Gotta go ahead.
This is Psalm 133, and just to back up the point about dew. Psalm 133:3 it says, "As the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mount." Let me start at the verse 2. It says, "It is like the precious ointment upon the head," talking about the unity of brethren, "that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garment, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion, for there Yahweh commanded the blessing, even life forevermore." So I mean, it's likening the unity of brethren as pretty much, it's comparison as the dew, which the dew represents the Lord blessing you, so that you can have crops, you know what I'm saying, to have a blessing. So when Esau was granted, the dew of heaven, that's the fatness of the whole earth. Pretty much, that was the Lord giving him that blessing.
Yeah.
And he has that blessing in this lifetime right now. See what I'm saying? The oil, the fatness, which is the oil, oil. You know what I'm saying? Like figuratively, and literally oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, you can continue in Genesis unless somebody else has something. You continue with the blessing.
Back in Genesis 27:28. Therefore, the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth.
The oil that Taj just mentioned.
Yep.
And I wouldn't say this, had nothing really necessarily to do with the oil here, but Esau, how does he pegged his currency to oil?
Yeah.
Right? Think about it. Like he went to the Middle East. He was like, "Hey man, we'll rock with y'all. We'll cover y'all military conflicts, but you got to sell your oil using this dollar."
And they use that oil in a lot of things.
Yeah. And now the whole world is forced to use USD.
Right. Well, the word for fatness is mashaman. All right. It says fatness, fat piece, fertile place, richly prepared food, oil. Olive oil. Oil. Control of oil.
Yeah, control of oil, I wouldn't just go, I wouldn't lead with that when I break it, but it's there, oil.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, that's what's making the world go round right now.
That's like the blood of the earth.
Yeah, that's right,
Every oil is in everything.
You see
Some aspects you take.
Everything.
Anything that in this world that you need to get, whether it be water bottles, whether it be clothes, oil's a part of it.
Oil.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you have in this world. Oil is a part of what you get in this world.
Right.
Don't matter.
You can take all the trash of plastic and burn it so hot.
Yeah.
Because it's made from oil.
Yeah.
That's how you make fuel.
Yeah.
Not of plastic, because the oil is in the fuel. I mean, the oil is in the plastic. You can make fuel to start your fucking car.
Yeah. It's a source of energy.
Exactly.
Now there's cleaner sources of energy that Esau has access to, but this is probably the access of energy that he can control the best.
Yeah.
So that's why he uses that. If it was something else, he would use that.
I got one more real quick for you. This is the book of Sirach 39 and 26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk, and these things all come out of the earth. Esau has control over all of these industries. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
The blood of the grape and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so to sinners they are turned into evil.
Turned into evil.
Yeah.
Turn into evil. Wow.
So we talked about, the technology and all that. He has access to all these things for righteousness to the earth, but
Right.
he won't do it.
He won't do it.
Because he's the one that, like we read in 2 Thessalonians earlier, who's coming is after the working of Satan.
Food and Drug Administration is not for the world, man. It's not for the welfare of the world.
And this is not medical information.
No, sir.
Yes, it is not.
Just having a casual
See,
conversation.
these
having
the
a casual
moments. These the
conversation.
moments where everybody get it straight. All right. You can continue on to Genesis, and once you're done with that, we jump to Esau.
Okay. Back in Genesis 27:28. Therefore, the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee.
Now, we read in Psalms 2 and Psalms 83. They're trying to get out of there. Like, how we get around?
How do we get around this?
Because, like, I ain't trying to be servants to these niggas.
Right.
I want a piece of the, you know what I mean? So everybody is confederate against us because this is what was promised to us.
Yeah.
And especially Esau.
Right.
You see? Go
And then the kingdom on down the line, and heathen gonna be ashamed of that. Like,
Yeah,
damn,
like,
we
we
actually
was tripping.
chose this plant over, like, because they're gonna be looking at the earth under our rule, and how, they're gonna be like,
We was tripping.
we was tripping. Like, E's way wasn't the way.
Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee.
Ooh, so Esau, they've cursed us in a numerous amount of ways. So they ain't through. All right? Now we could jump to Esau's blessing because we'll see it's a lot similar, but there's some minor differences. Go ahead.
God. Jumping down Genesis 27.
And what he just blessed Jacob with is the access to the kingdom of heaven.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's the kingdom of heaven. And ultimately through Abraham, you know what I'm saying? We now have a promise to get back to the land to where we can actually fulfill all of this under Yahweh's blood. It all ties together.
Right.
So not only did he bless Jacob, but he's getting ready to bless Esau. So the Lord is fair.
Yeah.
Go
Very
ahead.
fair.
Yep. Genesis 27, starting at 36. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times.
Esau feels cheated.
Right.
He feels cheated, even to this day. That's why he has that perpetual hatred towards us that's talked about in Ezekiel 35 and 5. Okay, you got it.
Did you get it to where he blessed Esau?
It's
He's about to read it.
Okay. Okay.
For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he had taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
Yeah, he was hurt when this was going on. Although this was your fault. You sold it. And you wasn't gonna keep your word on selling it either. Because you couldn't fast because your God was your flesh. You couldn't miss out on the meal. And he's put that spirit on everybody in the earth.
Everybody in
in the earth is fast food, instant gratification. Okay?
Yep.
And the elect are gonna be of the spirit of no, I can wait for the real thing.
Yeah.
I don't want no GMO blessing.
Yeah.
You gotta speak about it. You gotta identify this man and his traits and how
You
he
got to.
operates, man. Because
Got to.
that mindset has jacked up the whole world, bro.
Yes.
Everyone has suffered for that hungry, wild wait mentality, obey your thirst mentality. So everybody's losing because of that. So you have to speak on that constantly.
Yes.
You know? Verse 37, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants.
Yeah, so the earth and everything in it, this food was made for our sake. 2 Ezra 6:54 on down.
Right.
You know, we ain't on no black supremacy tip. It's just we're
Yep.
the family of the heavens, and we're gonna establish righteousness on the earth under Yahweh Shai, King David 12 on down.
Right.
There's an order to it.
Hey, could I read that in the NLT?
Come.
It says Genesis 27 and 37. Isaac said to Esau, I have made Jacob your master and have declared that all his brothers will be his servants. So nigga, it's already promised.
Like, what you want me to do?
It's already sealed.
What's that? Isaiah 55, and the Lord says, "As the rain cometh down and returneth not thither."
Yeah.
Once the Lord has ordained something, you ever seen rain come down, stop in the middle of the sky, and go back up?
Yeah.
No, nigga, it's gonna do what it's
The
supposed to do.
immutability of his promise, the counsel, you know.
That's it. That was it on that?
Right. You can keep reading.
Okay. I'll finish off in the NLT. I have, in the middle of verse 37, I have guaranteed him an abundance of grain and wine. What is left for me to give you, my son? And in verse 38 in the KJV, and Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, as my father.
And real quick, we saw an example of Esau being a servant to Jacob when King David ruled.
Yes.
The Edomites became servants unto him. You know what I'm saying? And it continued for 40 years under Solomon. But it's going to be for that 1,000 year period under Yahweh Shai, and then they got to go.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? So that's heavy. This blessing is heavy.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a big deal. People
It's a big
kind of
deal.
read past it.
Yeah.
This dictates the whole flow of the story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
He was crying. They wasn't like no regular cry. You ever seen a black woman fall over a casket at a funeral? It was this kind of cry. Yeah, he was hurt. Because he understood we know the significance. He knew back then the significance of what this blessing meant.
Yeah, it hit him.
He was like, oh shit, what did I do?
Fucked up.
Fucked up. Now you done fucked up, don't you?
Verse 39.
Yeah, because you just ate that shit. You ate that chili. He was tripping. Bro, you put a bowl of lentils in front of him, eat them right now, you start screaming. Bro, because you think what you did to your descendants. Because now look what's getting ready to happen to your ass.
Boy, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be
Because it was good for a minute for Esau, but look now. He didn't think about his descendants. He made a impulsive, based, flesh-based decision that caused him. Ooh, you through.
And that's how niggas move.
Yeah.
They got a term today and say, oh, he'll crash out.
Yep, niggas be crashing.
Niggas move like that.
Mhm.
They make life-changing decisions based off of the feeling of a moment.
Yep.
It's all vibration. Flesh.
And then be losing the rest of their life because they made that one decision that was guided by their flesh.
Right.
And that's how these people live their life. You got it.
Isaiah 47:7, it says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. See, so Esau didn't consider the latter end of his decision making.
Yeah, he's just crazy.
He was just like, fuck, I just need it now. You know what I'm saying? And what he did when he said that he needs it now, he ended up pretty much jacking up the whole blessing, which at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it was already ordained for Jacob to have it. Everything has to play out, but of course in the flesh, when things play out, it's like, damn. It's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't consider the latter end, whereas now his descendants, his posterity, his sons is gonna be cut off. His whole line is gonna be cut off because of this. Like it says in Isaiah the 14th chapter, prepare slaughter for thy children for the iniquity of thy fathers. And now they finna go through this hard, the slavery they finna go through. Boy.
It's gonna be crazy. But on this side, leading up to that slavery, they're gonna be looking pitiful out there.
Gonna be looking bad.
Bad, bro.
That's why they're losing now. That's why Scripture says that you shall complain of an ungodly father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his lineage is now mad as hell. And they know they messed up.
Because now the
They
Spirit of
should
the Lord is
complain.
filling the world right now. And now, since the Spirit of the Lord is filling the world, it's now, like you said, evil it's recognizable now.
Mm-hmm.
They about to lose. You had your chance, nigga, too late.
Yeah, he got blessed. We're reading his blessing, actually. So, you can't say the Lord is unfair.
Right.
That's right. Let's get it.
He had a nice long time. He had a nice time to rule in the flesh.
Yeah.
Back Genesis 27:39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live.
Yeah, the sword is inserted in there. It's in difference to what we got, right?
Yeah.
So this gives you an extra clue to identify who Esau is in the earth. Who got all these things? Who got control of the food source of the earth? Who got control of the plush places, the oil? By the sword. This you see how if you were a detective and you had to put clues together. This here is the clues.
This is it.
You see? Go ahead.
That's like the Lord ain't gonna quit his ass.
Yeah, you can't get off. It's
detective.
clearly you. This is you.
Right. Because if it was left into Esau, he would pardon himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I did that. Well,
We're gonna keep bringing that up.
Don't keep.
Bringing that up. You got it.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yep, and that happened under King Solomon. The first, when Solomon went off, the first nation that came up against him was Esau.
They was down. They was ready.
That fulfilled that because basically they were down. It tells you that the Edomites became David's servants, so they were in servitude to Israel. And then you could also tie that to the Renaissance, because they were down and out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jake was ruling. And
Renaissance period when they
Mortimer, we're back.
That rebirth. This it though. You're not the Phoenix.
Right.
That nigga came out lying like a motherfucker.
Came out chopping shit up, burning shit, duplicating patents, taking chapters out. No, take this shit out. Don't do this. Out of history books, just completely no, we don't even want these niggas to think about it. Because remember, we read Psalms 83, we read Psalms 2. Yeah. If you're gonna cut a people off from being a nation, They can't know about their heritage.
Right.
They can't know about what they're attached to. There can be no connections there. And for us to have it, it's clearly divine intervention. You see? Yeah, you can finish that if you didn't.
That was the end of that verse.
Yeah. So now that we know the motivations of Esau, there's particular things that we're equipped with that the rest of the world could never be equipped with. So now that we understand, okay, this is the blessing. His motivations is to have our eternal blessing, because we both were given dominion over the world, but ours is going to be forever. And there's some upgrades when you talk about that second covenant. The laws being put in our inward parts, us getting new bodies and being immortal. There's some other things that we got too. He's like, damn, this nigga shit just keep getting better. Look at Jacob. I gotta have what he got. Okay, so now that we know his motivations, now we understand when we see particular things happening in the earth, we could go to prophecy and be like, see, he doing exactly what the scripture said he would do. So now when he comes with that deception, it's hard to deceive the elect.
Right.
Because we know what your motivations are. We know why you do the things that you do. Can we get the more sure word of prophecy?
Yeah, man, this is heavy. You know, we this is 2 Peter chapter 1 and 19. First Peter?
No, I was in First Peter. I was looking for
2 Peter's 1 and 19. It says, "We also have a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed."
Now you do well that you take heed, because this is a part of your defense against the wiles of the devil, understanding the prophecies. Go ahead.
"As unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts."
Now you mentioned earlier, Elder Yarrell, that light that the elect, that the prophets have been given. It allows us to see on this spiritual battlefield. You got a lot of people with fringes on that don't necessarily got that light. We can't click up with niggas that you can't even defend yourself because you don't know what the fuck going on.
You don't know what's
You
going
don't know that this man's trying to actually put something in you so that you have to function in society. So when you're confronted with it, you just gonna get hit with that haymaker.
Yeah.
We've been watching it coming, so we ready to move out the way. The sidestepping. Y'all gonna get hit with that shit. We don't want to be in cahoots with y'all. So the scriptures tell us that we're supposed to be perfectly joined together in mind and judgment. All speaking the same thing. What's that? 1 Corinthians 1 and 10? All speaking the same thing. So people say, well, we'll just come together, man. Y'all don't know what this is about.
They don't get it.
Y'all don't get the struggle that's happening.
Right.
You just know you're Israelite. And there's a difference between knowing you're one and being one. We're called to do something, and you don't know what the fuck we're doing. So why would I join up with you? You're a liability at this point.
Right.
I'm not finna click up with you. But a lot of Jake don't get that.
Kind of, if I can make a point as well, that's why understanding the scripture of the valley of the dry bones is important. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, those bones, when the angel asked Ezekiel if those bones can live, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's got the sinews and the muscles and everything coming back, they don't have that breath. You know what I'm saying? So part of that is Israel knowing that they're Israelites, but not having the breath of the Most High,
the breath of the Most High is the word, which the word really is Yahushua.
Right.
They're not rooted in they're not rooted in Yahushua. They stumble at the stumbling stone. He's that light, as it says, as we're reading in 2 Peter 1. We have a more sure word of prophecy, whereas as a light that shineth in a dark place.
Man, Jake is
He's that
tripping.
light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's that light that's shining in our minds. But Yahushua ain't dealing with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we, Lord willing, we have that number. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we understand due to Yahushua, the Comforter dealing with us, having that function. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that anointing. So they're really still walking in dark. You could be an Israelite, still be walking in hell of darkness.
Yeah, you're just a lip hanging Israelite. Yeah, you just
Like I said, other Israelites, you talking about you need to come, let's all join together, but what is it, Amos 3 and 3, can two walk together unless they agree? So you're going to have somebody that's be joined in with you, and we're telling you that the sea help is going to be what Esau is really going to do to put in you. You're going to have another Israelite say, no it ain't. How can you walk with that person? You trying to tell the people what the prophecy is about to come to pass, and you have somebody else say, no, that ain't it.
Yeah, you talk about you and we finna go into Jacob's trouble. You talk about I keep the Sabbath according to the letter.
Like, nigga,
Shut
you know
your
what we're
ass
doing?
up.
Like,
You out of here. You tripping.
We talking about swords coming, but you holding weddings, jacket.
Yeah. It's like, bro, stop. You do not keep the Sabbath according to the letter, bro.
Stop. And that's not what's gonna get us to the end goal, which is salvation. What the fuck are you talking about?
They don't realize they got enemies, man.
They don't know where
like
we at.
Psalms 21:8, thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. That's crucial in these times. You have to know your enemy, man. We put our hand to this plow, so therefore things been revealed to it. Oh, damn, that's our enemy. Damn, that's really our enemy. These other Israelite camps don't believe that they have enemies.
They don't got it, bro. Our enemies are starting with Esau, Edom, but all the nations. It's Jacob versus the world.
The world.
It's Jacob versus the world, and it's a lot of camps that they really don't get. It's Jacob versus the world and 2/3 of our own people.
Damn.
They don't get where we at. The environment. We behind enemy's line, bro. Declaring they all for the fall. With no carnal military, nothing. We just out there.
Like,
Witnessing,
there,
testifying.
Bro, you're out there committing treason week in, week out. And you and your thought process, oh, we nation building. We nigga. Do you know who we fucking with?
Right.
At the end of the day, we got the Most High on our side. But you turn to any page in the history book and look how this white man get down.
Yeah.
You think he gonna just let this ride? All the shit we was talking?
Jake next. Judah gonna be next.
What the fuck are you thinking about, bro?
And that's why they gonna suffer the straight things, but have no hope.
But have no hope for a while.
Yep.
Because a lot of them, they not even equipped with the tools to fight this fight. Nigga, you don't got the name. What? You through. You don't even know who to call on for help.
Think about it, bro. They out on the highways and byways too, laboring. They're going to hold, because it says, thine hand shall find out all. When you put your hand to something, you got to work. You're working. But the Lord has given us the spirit to know who I am. So it says, thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out all these that hate thee. They laboring for some vain. They don't have they're clueless.
Well, that's the scripture. It talks about how they will labor in vain. They shall labor in vain, no bring forth trouble.
So they want they after that corruptible crown. Yep. That's why they do things like wear fringes to work, wear fringes in the grocery store. Nigga, we're behind enemy lines. If you're in a war, are you behind enemy lines? Are you gonna just be flying your colors? Hey, I'm with the other side. No, we've been given our arena in which to do particular things.
I got a precept.
You got it.
This is Jeremiah 45:5. I'll read it in NLT. Are you seeking great things for yourself? Don't do it. I will bring great distress and disaster upon all these people, but I will give you your life as a reward wherever you go. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. And the Lord was getting ready to bring judgment in Jerusalem on Jake. Because remember, Jeremiah was in Jerusalem. Ezekiel was in Babylon with the captives that was taken over there. And the Lord was getting ready to bring that judgment that they had prophesied. And he was like, look, don't seek to build nothing here because I'm for the, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to save you though. But look, don't, are you seeking great things? And Jake is trying to seek, great things for themselves when the Lord is he's getting ready to destroy this place.
Jake just come out the 60s. They still want to be equal here, bro.
They want that shit.
They still want that. You got a whole kingdom prepared for you, though.
Someone said that was a message to Baruch, if I'm not mistaken. In that one? In Jeremiah 40. It's like 4 verses long. It's like 4 or 5
45, yep. A message to Baruch, yeah. Jeremiah was basically telling
Let
him.
them know, like,
Yeah.
hey, the Lord gonna bring forth judgment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was the one that was really to go back to Babylon and send forth that message.
Yeah. Yep.
He was just like, hey, you're gonna send forth this message, but don't get weak and try to decide. Well, because when you read I forgot what chapter it is in Jeremiah. It was like, get a wife and don't get a wife, don't have children. I think it's Jeremiah 16. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's telling Baruch like, look, the Lord's about to judge us, and we're saying the same thing. We're literally saying the same thing. And Jake said, nation building in Babylon, where you have to still go to your enemy to even build.
Right. But then here it is, Issachar being deported like a motherfucker. Like this is happening in real time. You talking about some? They said what? The other groups. We said rebuild or something.
It says nation building.
Nation building.
But yeah,
Baruch was
Trump got
tired
all-
too.
Yeah.
No, finish what
you
you
say
said.
we tired. Oh, shit. Yeah, shit going on with Issachar now, but you still want to build. Or
Yeah.
Jake in the time of love. That's what they still.
Baruch was tired, and Jeremiah was like, "Look, bro, don't give up." And
Yeah, that's us in the spirit.
It's easy to get. It's easy to get comfortable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna just say it's easy to get comfortable. It's easy to get distracted and see things going on around you. But it's like, bro, like we at the end of this thing, man.
"In, bro."
Like we're here. Like this. Like if you can't see that Esau is establishing his new WO, like bro, you clearly are just blind right now.
But again, they can't see that.
They can't.
Because they're not in the spirit of Yahushua, which is the spirit of prophecy.
Right.
Which allows us to can see, man. They can't see. They're just out here wandering in the darkness, in the valley of the shadow. They're just out here wandering around with their fringes on. In a fight. What's that movie where the dude got the sand tossed in his eyes?
That's talking about
Blood sport.
Yeah.
It's like a little poison chemical.
Yeah, that's you out here, but you don't even know karate.
The Lord said, "Prepare thee to the battle." You know what I'm saying?
Make you ready for the battle.
Make you ready for the battle. We're in a literal spiritual war, bro, with no weapons.
Oh my
We ain't got no weapon. We only got the weapon of the word.
That's it.
Can somebody get Ecclesiastes 7 and 12 in NLT?
Yep.
Ecclesiastes, whoever got it. Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. Hell, Yahshua been reading a lot, man.
I mean, it's all good. Ecclesiastes, I got it.
Precept.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 12
In the NLT.
in the NLT.
Actually, started 11, really.
Okay, was Ecclesiastes 7 and 11. 7 and 11. Wisdom is even better when you have money.
Okay, and it's talking about actual money, but when you have the spiritual money, we're building our riches in the kingdom of heaven. So not only are we're laboring and building our riches in the kingdom of heaven, we have the wisdom to go along with it here on this side, which allows us to evade the attacks of the devil. Go ahead.
Right. Both are a benefit as you go through life. All right. And true money is resources too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The things of the earth.
Yep.
It says wisdom and money can get you almost anything,
Right.
but only wisdom can save your life.
Only wisdom can save your life.
Woo.
Are these other groups exercising wisdom? Do they even know what their enemy is after for real? Are they able to piece together the fullness of the picture? Do they know the weapons that we need to even fight this fight, like knowing prophecy, having a name, understanding that you're not going to be saved by your works, right? Do they have understanding of all these concepts?
Right.
Are they using their grace period to be built up in the spirit to fight this fight? No. So like Elder Yashwam says all the time, a lot of these groups, they just gonna be shields for the elect.
That's it.
13.
It says, accept the way God does things, for who can straighten what he has made crooked?
Except the way God does things.
Yeah, accept
Lord
it.
ain't with the gimmicks. He ain't with pushing certain things in the forefront of your ministry. He's about, hey, go out there and prophesy. Okay? Walk uprightly. Y'all should be on one accord speaking. So we know the people who are trying to make straight what the Lord has made crooked.
Right. Yeah.
We can see that, okay, they're not with how the Lord does things. There's a lot of people that you can say that know they're Israelite, but you can see that they're not down with how the Lord wants things to be done.
They're grieved at the Holy Spirit.
They're grieved at the Holy Spirit. Oh, this is too boring. Hey, y'all always getting on other people. Why can't we just all come together? The Lord said it was going to be
What we gonna do when we get together though?
right.
Make a big ass a pan of spaghetti?
What we about to do?
Like, what we finna do? Like, what do the niggas want to get together? So when niggas get together, it's nothing but confusion. So you gotta have it's gotta be one mind. Niggas gathering together has never led to anything good. Nothing good's come from it. Whether they gather, even for Sunday dinner, they leave worse than they came.
Look at that movie Soul Food.
Yeah.
Them niggas was so much bullshit happened in that movie, and then they came back and in the movie ate the same food that killed Big Mama.
The same shit.
Damn.
It's the same. So, like, Neely Fuller goes into that. Niggas don't really need to be around each other like that unless there's a one mind and a goal for something constructive.
Right.
You gather Sonnetters there, taking tickets. You like, where tickets come from? Well, I just make a little money for even like now we ain't. One nigga putting hot dogs and spaghetti. It would be too much.
One group they talking about
Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. It would eventually. It would be like, all right, man.
You got that Paul Masson.
Not Mad Dog. Not the Mad Dog in the soul.
Yeah, with the pineapple floating in the punch.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, what?
Nah.
What they call that punch? That big ass bowl of punch, trash can.
Yeah. They just you just sitting there. You like
now letters in the bowl.
That's ultimately. It's like we just got to. It's the elect, the remnant, man. It's all about those who are fearing Yahweh Shemi Shai. That's what we gathering with, man.
That's what we
got
got.
The right doctrine.
So yeah, man, we basically went into the motivations of the wicked. Okay, we talked about why knowing that is important and how you're gonna be able to have that wisdom and defend against the attacks of the devil, knowing his motivations, being equipped with prophecy, and a way to get to the finish line. Right. So this is very important. I know it's a topic that people are like, are they talking about Esau again? But it's a very important topic, man.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta know what our enemies are up to and how we gonna get out of these attacks that he's finna come down with.
Right, because the Lord said the wicked being revealed is that the end ain't gonna come until this happens. Mm-hmm. So identifying him as more than just a bunch of disgruntled black men and Latino Native American men who are mad at the white man per se. It's deeper than that. Right. Yeah, we are angry at Edomites, okay? But the bottom line is he represents a very, very big issue on the earth. Mm-hmm. It's not a low-level evil and wicked that he's doing. It's very serious, and it needs to be identified. It needs to be, again, if a judgment is getting ready to come, what happens before a judgment is the witnesses testify. Yep. That's where we at. That's why it's likened into an inquisition. So he's gonna be talked about, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anybody who got a problem with that, then you're not in the truth. Mm-hmm. And now you see Jake trying to wiggle over to, all of the new covenant guys now are on the heathen can be saved. That's the new addition to their doctrine. So it's like y'all get all the way to the end. Now it's you want to pump the brakes on the heathen and give us hell.
You gotta be paid off. This book talks about there's a people who not even gonna repent.
Right.
They're not even gonna. What is that? Revelation the 9th chapter at the bottom says neither he repented of his murders of his.
Yeah.
Like what?
But no, the ones who turn to Jesus or turn to the Lord, where they at? Where they at? Where are all of these heathen that are following, saying we acknowledge all the Israelites and the throne of David, nigga? We
was wrong. They ain't doing none of that.
Come on, man.
And what's crazy is, man, I'm lucky. I'm glad to be here because obviously I didn't know anything. But the Lord chose to show His mercy through you getting His wisdom, bro.
That's it.
That's crazy, bro. Words out of a book is what will lead you to your side. Bro, I'll be there all the time, like damn. But the Lord chose it that way.
Cardi looking like it's a deceptive thing. You telling me these men that get together in a book club? I had a woman back in the day that said I was part of a book club.
Look at you now.
But yeah, these men that's a part of this book club, right? You telling me these people gonna rule the world?
Right. See.
The Lord does some amazing things, man.
This is he who we had sometimes in derision. Now he's numbered amongst the sons of God.
Yeah, man. So brother got precepts because that's all I had. Like the point was made. So Abarat says hi. The lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more too.
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Hakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, the bishops on down. Shalom to all the brothers and of course the few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.
Shalom.